Hey everyone, welcome to Relatively Refined. My name is Paula. Well, welcome to another Sunday reset. My house behind me really is in some desperate need of straightening up and wiping down. When I'm filming this, it's actually Friday afternoon after I got home from school. And after a busy week, Friday night, the house just needs a little bit of resetting. And that is what I intend to do right now. We've got to pick it up, wipe it down, get everything all neat and tidy so that when I wake up tomorrow morning, I know I am waking up to a nice, clean house, which does my mental health a whole lot of good. So if you're in need of a little cleaning motivation, stick around and let's get to it. I'm glad you're here. Well, I'm just going to get started by unpacking a couple of bags of items that I purchased at Walmart on my way home from school today. That green dress is one that I love the color of. I'm hoping that it fits. It was $19. I think it's just a little sundress that you can throw on in the summer. And I'm going to go put that away and sort through some of the items that just tend to accumulate on the countertop. When I'm filming this, as I mentioned, it is Friday evening. Actually Friday afternoon. I've just gotten home from school and I'm going to just pick up the items that have accumulated over the course of a busy week. As much as I try during the week to keep things kind of tidy and neat, I don't always get to everything. And so there's, often those items that you're not quite sure what to do with, and somehow they just end up accumulating in our little drop zones on the counter, the laundry room, in my room on a particular chair. So what I'm doing right now is just trying to clear off the counters so that I can give them all a good wipe down. In addition, I do still have my Easter decor up, so I need to gather that up and put that away as well. One of the things that I need to do is to put up my Easter decor because it is the week after Easter, and so I'm going to just pack all of this up, and I'll show you how I do pack it. But I start by just gathering up all of my Easter items and putting them on my dining room table. And then from there, I pack it all up. I did stop at Walmart after school today, and I picked up a couple of items. This is going to go up in my in the girls' bathroom. They need something to gather up all of their lotions and potions. And believe me when I tell you that Neve has a million lotions and potions. That child has more lotions and serums and whatever that you can shake a stick at. So this is going to hopefully corral them. And then we are looking for kind of a neutral basket to put on our our living room coffee table. So I found this. This is by the Better Homes and Gardens brand. So I think I'm going to put that over there. So I'm just going to set that over there and gather up some of the Easter decor that's in the living room and kind of walk around and make sure that I've taken down all of the Easter. I don't have a whole lot, so it's just a matter of gathering up some bunnies and some mugs and things like that. So let's go ahead and get that Easter decor taken down. I'm just going to gather up all these little vintage egg cups that I had on my windowsill. I have my Victorian style decorated eggs that I made in a previous video in those little egg cups. So I'm just going to go around the house and find all the little Easter items that I've tucked into some places throughout my home. Most of it is concentrated in this downstairs living room, so it's not too tough to gather it all up. Christmas, I definitely decorate more extensively, and that's a bigger undertaking, but this was something I could do in a matter of minutes. Well, I've got most of my Easter decor over here on my table. It's just kind of all piled up, and I'm gonna leave it there while I straighten up and clean up the rest of this downstairs living area, and then I will pack that up. So let's get back into the kitchen and clean that up. We did have a few Amazon packages that came in, so I needed to get those unboxed and put those items away where they belong. It's easy to kind of let those boxes pile up and kind of ignore them. Do you remember the pandemic? That is really when we first started using Amazon, when you couldn't really get anything anywhere, and we kind of got introduced to the idea of Amazon. It's amazing. My kids cannot fathom that when I was little, there was no such thing as Amazon, that we actually had to either go to a store or do a mail order catalog, write out a check, fill out an order form, and then mail it in and hope that whatever you ordered arrived in, 6 to 8 weeks and was what you had thought it was. Sometimes you'd even forget what you'd ordered. And it would come in and, then if it didn't fit or wasn't what you wanted, the whole return process was even more cumbersome. I can remember going to order from the Sears and Roebuck catalog. We had a hardware store in town where I lived in Vermont. It was in Manchester, Vermont. And we would go down to the hardware store, and they had either a Sears and Roebuck or a Montgomery Ward, or as my mother would call it, a Monkey Ward's catalog order station. It was just a little corner of the store where they had the catalog and the order forms, and you would go down and fill that out and write out your check, and they would mail it in. And then when it arrived, it would be at the hardware store, and you'd have to go down to the hardware store and pick up the packages when they came in. The owner of the hardware store, his name was John, would give Mom a call and let her know her order was in, and she would go down and pick it up. That is absolutely foreign to my kids to imagine that is how we did things back in the day. But leave me a comment. Do you remember ordering like that? I sure do. I love to give everything a good wipe down. I don't think there's anything more satisfying than spraying down your countertops, wiping them down. It's just such a great feeling. And I use the Mrs. Meyer's lavender all-purpose spray, which smells delicious. So that's an added bonus. What I'm doing right now is changing out my Nora Fleming charm. So I have this little robin's egg nest that I'm going to put on this platter that my mom gave me. That's one of the things I love to do with each season, is change out those little charms. It's so fun. I will leave a link for the Nora Fleming products in the description box if you're interested. And then I just changed out the mugs on that tray for a couple of my Emma Bridgewater spring mugs. I think one was a tulip and the other a sweet pea. I love wiping down my stainless steel and just getting everything all nice and fresh. It's so lovely to wake up on a Saturday morning to a clean house. There is the tray that I got at Walmart. It is Better Homes and Gardens. And I'm just going to dust this coffee table. We have what must be the world's dustiest house. I don't understand why it's so dusty. I change our air filters
I just don't get it. I don't know if it's the dogs tracking things in, but it is so dusty, and the dark wood of this coffee table really shows the dust. Here I am setting up this tray. You'll see later in the video that I change out what I have in the tray, and what I realized is that there was a plastic insert in that tray. I thought it was just part of the packaging, but what it is a flat surface so that things will sit flat in the bottom of that water hyacinth woven tray, because if you don't have it in there, it's kind of wobbly and it's hard to get something to sit flat on it. So I realized this at a later date, and I washed out that little plastic piece and put it back in. And now I have to disturb the dogs so that I can straighten out the blankets on the couch. We have a beautiful leather couch, but since our dogs are spoiled and they're our babies, we keep it covered up so that they can lay on it. If I don't have the blankets on there, it's very slippery, and I worry that when they sit on the back of the couch, they're going to slide off and fall and get hurt. So we make it nice and cozy for them, and they love to sit up there perched up high so that they can see what's going on all around the downstairs. I put Phoebe back up, and then Hazel, of course, hopped back up to her spot. So now I'm just going to put away my Easter items. I like to package up the more delicate things in this hat box that I got at Goodwill. It's perfect for that. I wrap them in tissue paper that I get at the Dollar Tree. I have some extra pink tissue paper you can see there, and a couple of sheets of leftover Easter tissue paper. So the delicate items I wrap in paper and put in this little hat box so that they stay safe. And it's also a bonus because I can tell that from the outside of that hat box, the pink springy colors, that is Easter decor. I have another hat box that's got a more Christmas theme to it, where I keep some of my vintage Christmas ornaments. So I can tell from the hat box what type of decor is stored in there. So I'm just going to continue wrapping things up and putting them in this hat box. The other items, I have a plastic tub, and I keep them stored in that. And all of it goes upstairs in what we call our Coraline closets. Our kids call them that because there's a children's movie called Coraline where one of the characters, Coraline, lives kind of in these attic closets. And so all of this stuff will go upstairs into our Coraline closet. I'm going to store this vintage ribbon that I have in this vintage candy tin. It fit perfectly, and it could not have been better. It was as though it was made for that ribbon. So I put it in that, and then I just keep that in the other room, so I'll know exactly where that is. I'm going to get the rest of the stuff off this table. Some of those items right there that I showed you get stored in a cupboard in the other room. And now that the table is cleared off and the Easter decor is all safely packed up, I'm going to give it a good wipe down with my favorite wood cleaning product, which is this Good for Wood wood cleaner by Method.
While I was cleaning, we got a delivery from Pottery Barn, and I'm pretty sure it is some dishes that we ordered. Now you might think, what in the world? Are you crazy, Paula, ordering dishes? You're the queen of thrifted dishes, and that is true. We have lots of beautiful dishware, transferware, and so forth, but we needed some everyday dishes. We had been using Japanese stoneware dishes, and we sent those up to the kids' house for them to use. So we really, and I have my Mikasa French Countryside, but we wanted something with a little bit of color. Those are white and they're very nice, and I like to use those for a more formal dinner if we're not using our fancy dishes. So we ordered some just everyday dishes from Pottery Barn, and I am pretty sure this is what is here. Half of the order came already. We ordered a serving for 4 place settings or whatever, 4 place settings in green. It's like a matcha green. And then we ordered 4 in blue. Of course, my 2 favorite colors, as you know. So we're very excited to get to use these. So let me go ahead and open these up, and I will show you what they look like. And I'll also show you the green ones, which I've just unpacked and washed and put up. So let me get going on what I believe to be the blue ones.
I'm going to get these dishes unpacked. They were packed so well. Not a single dish was chipped or broken. It was wonderful. And a bonus is that for those of you who purchased items from our online shop, first of all, thank you so much for supporting our little business. But secondly, I will be packing those up to go out this week, and I will be reusing these boxes to mail out some of those items because they are excellent boxes. I do try to recycle as many packing materials as I can and use those to ship out products from our online shop. I'm always really concerned about packing the items up well because we ship a lot of fragile items, and I hate for something to arrive broken. So these boxes will be perfect for shipping out those purchases. If you don't know, we do have an online shop where we sell some new and some pre-loved and vintage items that we find while we are out thrifting. I like to rescue items that are on their way to the landfill or the Goodwill bins and find them new homes. So you can check out our shop at relativelyrefined.com. We have a website, we have a blog, and the online shop. So give it a look. I think our prices are pretty reasonable. Our main goal is to rehome these lovely treasures. Let me tell you, if I could keep them all, I would, but I cannot. So we like to pass them on to new loving homes. Once I get all of these dishes washed and dried, I'm going to clean out my sink, and that is one of my most satisfying tasks. I love a clean sink. That Mrs. Meyer's sink cleaner is wonderful. It's kind of a soft scrub with a lemon scent. I love this product. It gets your sink nice and clean and shiny. So I'm going to do that because I don't think I'm going to be using my sink again today, so I'll get it all nice and cleaned up and washed up and dry it out, and it will be ready for the morning. And once I get all this wiped down, I'll put those dishes up. I'm going to give you a look at the dishes in the cupboard because they really are so pretty.
Let me just show you what they look like, the blue and the green. They look so pretty together. I'm gonna hang on one second and I'll pull 2 down so that you can see them out of the cupboard. The colors together are really so, all right, here are the colors in, regular light. Aren't they gorgeous? And they have kind of a handmade look. They're just beautiful. They look almost like hand-thrown pottery. And I love the blue and green color combination. So the kids have the Japanese stoneware, and we have these for our everyday dishes, and I'm very, very happy with them. I'll link these dishes down in the description box in case you are interested in them.
And the last thing I'm going to do for the evening is to give the floors a good vacuum. The dogs track in all kinds of mulch and different things from outside, so I do try to vacuum, if not every day, at least every other day. If you've been following our channel, you know that I've mentioned in a previous video that we had some vacuum cleaner drama. Our last vacuum cleaner had some issues, and so we had to return it, and there was a whole saga involved in that. But we now have the Dyson V11, and we are very, very happy with it. It's a wonderful vacuum cleaner. I do love a vacuum that you plug in. We have a Miele, and that's probably one of my favorite vacuums, but the convenience of a stick vacuum, a cordless vac, cannot be beat. And here is a look at the downstairs, all clean and ready for me in the morning. And there's Phoebe waiting at the pantry door. She says, listen, it's supper time, and her food is in that pantry. So she sits right there and waits for me to feed her. Hazel, on the other hand, is a little more vocal. She'll typically bark until I cannot stand it anymore and finally feed them. They know that it's dinner time, so I'm about to do that. As soon as I finish filming the overview of my kitchen, I will be feeding those little puppies. Here's another look at the kitchen and dining room all closed up for the evening and ready to start off Saturday morning nice and clean. Well, I hope this video gave you some cleaning motivation. It's always such a wonderful feeling to wake up in the morning to a clean house. I don't think that feeling can be beat. I'm going to leave you with one last look at my nice, clean living room.
All right, everybody, that is going to do it for today's video. Thank you so much for joining me as I cleaned up my house, and it's dark outside now, and I am going to change into my comfy cozies and kick my feet up, have something to drink, and just relax for the rest of the evening in my nice, clean house. I hope this gave you a little bit of motivation to get your own house tidied up. And if you enjoyed it, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. It really helps out our channel, and leave me a comment down below. Do you enjoy cleaning videos? I love to watch other people clean. It gives me all kinds of motivation. So I hope I did the same for you today. I will leave a few videos linked at the end of this video and in the description box for you to watch until our next upload. In the meantime, take care, and I will see you very soon. Bye-bye.